Have you heard Young Thug's album?
Absolutely not.
The Barter 6?
No.
Great album.
I proudly say no.
Great album.
Hey man.
You know, I'm gonna say this on tape, and everyone is gonna trash me for this. You ready for this? You ready for this? Whenever I say shit like this, I keep hearing it for years to come. Young Thug's album as a complete project. I'm not talking about song, you know, whatever else, but as a complete project. I actually liked listening to Young Thug's album completely from beginning to end more than I've liked any Lil Wayne album. Lil Wayne has had incredible songs, you know what I'm saying, but as a complete piece of art, Young Thug's album is great from beginning to end.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't heard it. I have no desire to hear it. I have nothing against Young Thug. Don't know the young man. Just not interested in his music. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Maybe it's just not for me. I'm 34 years old. You know what I'm saying? I like rappers that I can actually understand, rappers that can articulate very well. And the shit he's on, I ain't on it.
I mean, he harmonizes very well.
Listen, I think his voice is dope. I think his voice is like an actual instrument.
Absolutely.
But other than that, I'm cool on the Barter 6. I thought that I'm just not into what Young Thug does. I thought the whole concept of the album was whack. I think to take even though Lil Wayne did it with Juvenile and he called his album 500 Degreez, you know, because he said he was a little hotter than Juvenile and Juvenile was 400 Degreez. It wasn't a series. You know what I'm saying? Carter is Lil Wayne's last name. It's an iconic series, and you just jump out there and say, hey, I'm going to call my album the Carter 6. That shit's kind of corny to me.
But the reality is Wayne did the same thing to Juvie.
It is. And, you know, I didn't like 500 Degreez either. To be honest with you, 500 Degreez sucked to me compared to 400 Degreez. But the Barter 6, I'm not even putting that in my spirit. I'm not putting that in my headphones. That's not going to be on my iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Pandora, Tidal, playlist. I don't give a fuck.
I was not a Young Thug fan really until this album, until I really got to really see what his, you know, work of, you know, his album was really about. But the one thing that's interesting that I respect somewhat with Young Thug is he actually is going after Lil Wayne's spot.
No, he's not.
Playing Lil Wayne's hometown, calling his album
Let me tell you something.
the Carter 6, or trying to call it
It's
before.
whack. You're playing yourself. You're setting yourself up for failure, Young Thug. And I'm going to tell you why. Be the best Young Thug you can be. Because people fuck with Young Thug. Right. Like Vlad is in here. You clearly like Young Thug.
Yeah, I like the album.
People like Young Thug. He only sold 18,000 records his first week. Right. So whatever fan base you do have, keep capitalizing off of that and keep being the best Young Thug you can be. You can't be that young man, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, and this is the thing about being a legend. Or just, not even just being a legend, this is just the era we live in. Nobody cares about equity anymore. Like, we're looking at Lil Wayne right now, we're saying, okay, Lil Wayne's kind of cold, none of his music is really sticking, you know, we don't know what the situation is with his label, when his album's gonna come out.
5, we don't know, right?
But, yo, this guy's been doing it since 1996.
Right, but this is hip hop. In hip hop, the new artists, certain new artists go after the established artists.
And they lose.
Nope.
5
not
years.
always.
Listen, it's a great possibility.
Kool Mo D.
What about him?
He went after Busy B, and what happened?
Who is Busy B?
Come on, stop it.
I don't know who Busy. I don't know who Busy B is.
Wait, you're joking right now?
I'm dead serious. Who's Busy B?
Okay, Busy B was one of the major New York artists at the time.
Okay.
And when Kool Mo, but his shit was like party rhymes, like to the hip, to the hop, you know.
Oh, that was before my era.
Top.
I remember Kool Mo D, and then
LL
went after Kool Mo. I remember that.
No, right, yeah. So, but before LL went after Kool Mo D went after Busy B. He actually battled him on stage to the point where Busy B said, "This is why I'm on his dick." Like, you know what I'm saying? Busy B gave it up.
You're not going to win no battles saying that you're on your competition's dick.
Well, I mean, he lost. That's why. I mean, he gave it up because Kool Mo D came with that lyrical shit. He's one of the first ones to actually do that.
Okay.
You know,
I'm gonna give you a better example. 5 years from now, not even 5 years, 2 years from now, it's a great chance we won't even be talking about Young Thug. It's a great chance. I'll give you a great example. LL Cool J, Cannabis. LL, OG, legend, Mad Equity. Here comes this new guy named Cannabis.
Right.
He comes out, gets at him, second round knockout. Oh, goes right after him, puts the mic on his arm. Where is Cannabis now?
Big difference between Cannabis and Young Thug.
How? Cannabis was the hot guy at the time.
Nope.
Vlad, stop it. At the time, Cannabis was the guy.
Wait.
Everybody was loving Cannabis.
Here's the big difference. Name me a Cannabis hit record.
Doesn't matter.
Name me a Cannabis hit record.
It doesn't
Cannabis
matter.
was a hot mixtape rapper.
But he was the guy.
Mixtape rapper only in New York.
Vlad, it was Vlad, it was Cannabis, it was DMX, it was Cameron. Those were all the new guys. Remember that Source magazine where they had all the new guys on the front? It was Cannabis, DMX, Cameron, Big Pun, Corrupt was on there. It was all the guys that were leading in the new generation. Nori.
Right.
Cannabis was the guy.
Let me put it like this. When Cannabis dropped his album and there were no hit songs on
sucked.
the album.
No, the album sucked.
Right. Whereas Young Thug has had a bunch of hits now.
He's no Lil Wayne, man.
I'm not saying he's Lil Wayne, but I'm just saying that this is what happens, man. Like,
this is not going to be a 50 Cent Ja Rule situation. It's not.
Once again, another example of a new guy going after an established artist.
Yeah, but 50 was actually one of those dudes. He was actually poised to be a really legendary guy, and he backed it up. Young Thug is not going to back it up. He can't do it. It's just, listen, it's just not in him. I could be wrong, but I just don't ever see him replacing Lil Wayne's spot. It's just not happening. Lil Wayne's a legend. We got to start giving Lil Wayne the respect he deserves, man. For whatever reason, we don't look at Wayne like that. Solo album-wise, in a group with the Hot Boys, as a CEO with Young Money introducing Drake and Nicki Minaj. I'm not a fan of Lil Wayne music at all, but we got to start giving him the respect he deserves. It's disrespectful to say this guy, Young Thug, who really, honestly, what hit record does he have by himself? Hit record by himself.
He's on a lot of hit records, but
he's on a lot. He's on some good records that are popping, but he don't have no hit records by himself. Wayne has hit records by himself. It's not even close.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's not close.
But he was kind of the main guy in Rich Gang. When you listen to Rich Gang, you were listening to Young Thug. You weren't really checking.
I like Rich Homie Quan better than Young Thug.
Really?
Yes, honestly. I think Rich Homie Quan is actually dope. I like Rich Homie, except when he do that dance. I hate that dance he be doing. That dumbass dance. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that dance. That shit looks silly to me. But Rich Homie Quan makes good records. And he makes other people's records sound good when he's on there doing hooks and stuff. I personally like Rich Homie Quan more than Young Thug. I think Rich Homie Quan is going to be around longer than Young Thug.
Half the label's locked up.
Yeah.
How difficult is that to deal with, in the label?
Keep pushing. We miss the homies. We wish they was out.
That's a real conversation. Nothing was scripted. That's a real conversation he was having with Orlando Scandrick. And he likes Dread, and I ended up going to their house, played her the video. The next morning, she asked me to send it to her. I had no idea she was gonna post it. And we woke up in the morning, and the world was going crazy.